Welcome back, YouTube, to another Fat Guy Builds. I don't go away. Anyways, this video we're actually doing something to repair this Roush Stage 1 Mustang back to its Stage 1 roots by putting the Roush springs in, because the springs that were in here are mixed match. I guess they had coilovers and all kinds of other nonsense. So we bought the Roush springs. I'm gonna show you how to put them in. Take all four wheels off after you get the car in the air. In order to get the strut out, first I'm going to just loosen them here. So I'll loosen them to where they're finger loose on both sides. And then we'll go below and I'll show you what to do down there. Now that we're on the bottom, you're going to pretty much take this top bolt out and take the bottom bolt out. You're going to have to just keep spinning it. The nut has a safety mechanism on it to where it won't just, that's how you actually get it tight. Has a little leg on it. So just keep spinning this, the nut will fall off like so. And put that off to the side. Take both of these bolts out, and then this will be detached from the strut. Use an 18mm to zip this bolt off. If this is spinning, then you're going to have to grab the front of this and use a ratcheting wrench or something to get it off. But if you pull hard on this, that keeps the friction here, which usually keeps this centerpiece from spinning. And then you can just zip this off with an 18mm. You're going to use a 10mm socket to undo the brake lines from the back of the strut. You're going to do that on both sides. It's mounted the same way. And then there's this little push clip that's in the strut. So use a panel popper, screwdriver, whatever you want to use. Pop that out to disconnect it from the strut. Now, at that point, everything is disconnected from the strut. At this point, you're going to support the strut, and you're going to reach on top, and you're going to pull out the four nuts that are holding it. And then you're going to slowly guide this thing out. Get yourself a set of these tools from AutoZone. It's OEM Tools 25550. You're just going to compress the spring on each side. Then you're going to start to loosen the nut on the strut. Then you're going to compress it a little more, and then you'll release this all the way and it should just come apart. Here's the spring now, the new Roush one. There's a date code, part number. So now I'm going to move these compressors from this to this and then just do the reverse. But we have new strut mounts. They're Moog K160199s. So I'm going to replace these ones with the new ones. Take your assembly now, stick it up in the hole, and then you're going to have to either have someone help you or get these started by hand. And now we're going to line this up in here again, put the bolts back through, get them all loose, and then we're going to go tighten from the top and then tighten the bottom. You're going to go around, make sure everything's tight, top, bottom, triple check everything. See, like this, I didn't triple check this. So now I'm going to put this little 10mm into that, hold that down. But just always double check and then make sure you get an alignment. All right, now we need to get these rear springs out. So we're gonna take and remove this bolt here that comes through. Then we're also gonna remove the sway bar from the axle and then bend that out of the way. Then we should be able to not be connected here, and we should be able to just pull down on the axle far enough to get the spring out. You take the nut off, and then you're going to slide this off. Now you have the nut off, you're going to just pull the shackle off. Now that gives you a decent amount of room, but you can't twist down the sway bar unless you grab this bottom one. You're gonna push the tab to where it goes off, and then pull the bottom one out. You can leave the top one in, and once you do this to both sides, the sway bar will swing down and out of your way. Now on the bottom of each shock, you're gonna have a 15 mil here, and then it just has this welded tab bolt nut thing. So you're gonna take this out on both sides. You're gonna wanna support the axle either on each end or in the center before you unscrew the bolt that holds the shock. Now that the shocks are unbolted, just loosen up your support for the axle and let it come down. These are already the aftermarket springs, but I forgot to record pulling out the old ones, so I'm just showing you the steps now. So once the axle's hanging, you just lift it up, slide it down, and there you go. It's out. All right, now you're gonna do the reverse. You're gonna slide this guy in, and you're gonna want to make sure you have one of these rubber isolators still, and this goes on top. So I'm just gonna pull the spring out a little bit, slide this thingy on the top. Now you're gonna jack the axle back up until this crap lines up on both sides. So you're just gonna lift it like that, boom. Put the bolt through. This side actually has to come back down a little. Boom. Get that nut started. And then all you're gonna do, you're still gonna have it supported, and then just tighten it down on both sides. And then I'm gonna torque them down to 65 foot-pounds. Now that those are torqued down, you're gonna lift the sway bar back up, slide in this stud, and then slide the shackle back over. Once you have the shackle and the studs, all you got left to do, put the nuts on, and I torqued them down to 50 foot-pounds, and it's all good. Double check everything is tight, and that's all there is to it. It's the whole rear end spring replacement's done. Don't forget, put your wheels back on, torque them down. You're gonna torque them all down to 100 foot-pounds. Thanks for coming and checking out another Fat Guy Builds. Hopefully I helped you out, save some money. Some shop's gonna charge you too much. And pretty simple, as long as you get that tool, it's all pretty easy. If you have a impact gun like that Makita or DeWalt or something, that'll save you a lot of migraines. And thanks for watching, subscribe. Till next time, wrench on.